Thank you everyone for coming out to this session. I greatly appreciate every one of you coming out. So today we're going to be discussing being human in a not so human domain. We're going to talk about navigating personal struggles that every designer may face, and also celebrating the triumphs. So first of all, who am I and why am I here to talk about personal struggles as a UX designer? Well, I'm Rachel. I'm a UX designer working at a fintech company known as WagePoint. I've been in the industry for about 4 years and I'm loving every second of it. I'm here today to hopefully give you, guide you through some real struggles and conflicts we all may face during all stages of our design career and how we can potentially overcome them. Why am I qualified to talk about personal struggles? Well, as I said before, I am a UX designer who has faced the same struggles and sometimes still face them. I'm here to talk from my own experience and what has helped me during these struggles. I am not a mental health expert, but I am just someone who really cares about people. Most of the discussion topics that you will see today are posted on my Instagram page, which we will share the link at the end of the session. I'm going to be moving on now to chapter 1, which is talking about imposter syndrome. So in this chapter, we're going to discuss what an imposter syndrome is and how it might manifest in our career, techniques that can help you when you feel like an imposter, and then benefits of cultivating a growth mindset. So first, what is an imposter? Or what is an imposter syndrome, or the feeling of imposter syndrome? So imposter syndrome is defined as an internal experience of believing that you are not as competent as others may perceive you to be. The imposter feeling usually comes up when people are going through transitions or trying something new, such as starting a new job, like we all wrote down in our icebreaker challenge, or maybe starting a new hobby. Something that you are not familiar with may trigger that imposter feeling. And it's a very normal feeling that most designers may feel throughout all stages of our design career. Me, myself, I'm a senior, I do sometimes feel like an imposter. Your inner dialogue could be saying things like, I don't deserve this role, or I will not live up to the people's expectations, or I'm going to screw this up. Why do they trust me? I can't do this. Stuff like that may come into your head. And that inner dialogue is speaking absolute rubbish. Humans are not perfect. So why do we think that we need to be perfect at work or at school? The feeling of being incompetent or being a fraud is very, very real and can almost scare you from doing things that you want to do, like applying for that job or accepting that promotion. I'm going to share with you a very real experience that I recently went through to give you some perspective. So I was recently promoted to senior UX designer at my organization. And even though I've been working towards that goal and almost had the same responsibilities beforehand, when I started, I immediately felt that I just shouldn't be here. I was second guessing myself and I wasn't sure if this was the right role for me. I had to put in the work to shift that mindset in order to feel like I should be where I am today because I worked hard to get here. Something to remember is that you are not your thoughts. Your mind likes to add its own narrative to everyday activities. And instead of living that narrative, become aware of it and flip it. I have a few affirmations that I'd like to leave with you that has helped me flip that narrative. So here are the flips. So you could be thinking things like, why am I here? I'm not qualified to do this role. Instead, use the affirmation, I am an asset to any team. Maybe you're thinking, I'm going to screw this project up. Why do they trust me? I trust myself to make good decisions. Or my questions are so dumb. They're going to think that I don't know what I'm doing. My opinion holds weight and value to others. Humans evolve. So why can't our mindset evolve too? Next, I'm going to discuss something that has helped me a lot. It's switching your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So first, what is a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset means that you believe intelligence, talent, or other qualities are unchangeable. If you're not good at something, you typically think you'll never be good at it. But a growth mindset means that you believe intelligence and talent can be developed with practice and effort. It becomes very easy to blame other situations for why you didn't get the job or why your design isn't meeting the expectations. And I am totally guilty of doing this from time to time. But as I grew as a person and a designer, I started to realize that these negative thoughts were not getting me anywhere. I was stuck in a puddle of negativity. So how do we change a fixed mindset? For me, how I changed it was I became more self-aware. I started to identify what triggered my fixed mindset. So it could be things like, does it become hard to think positive when after a long day at school or at work? Does it happen when you get negative feedback? Does it happen when you're being challenged? I'm going to give everyone a few moments to just reflect on that question. If you have a journal or if you just want to sit with your thoughts, just take a second and maybe try to understand why a fixed mindset might be coming up for you. I hope everyone was able to reflect on that. Now, the question is, how do I shift my mindset? So this is how I like to shift my mindset sometimes. So first is I appreciate the process that I go through to create something. If things get messy, there may be a chance that I have to start over. But if I start over, that gives me a better perspective to improve the next time. I like to acknowledge my weaknesses and be okay with it. So after acknowledging your weakness, you can, acknowledging is the first step. Once you acknowledge it, you can start improving that weakness. Next is I like to think of every opportunity as a learning opportunity. So for an example, let's say you get negative feedback on a design. Instead of thinking, why didn't I think of that? Or what's wrong with me? Try to think thank you so much for this feedback. This is going to help me improve the design for the user and also help me improve my own skills for the next time I do or I tackle the same problem. And lastly is stop looking for other people's approval. You're allowed to disagree with people. So something that I find kind of difficult sometimes is disagreeing with your manager. It's okay to disagree with your manager as long as it's graceful. We are all humans. We all have our own beliefs and opinions. So sometimes they may not align, and it's okay that they don't. Okay, so during this chapter, we discussed that you may experience moments where you feel like an imposter, and just know it's okay and you can work through it. We discussed positive affirmations that can help you overcome the feeling of not being enough or being a fraud. And also cultivating a growth mindset can help you navigate the challenges you will face in your career. Moving to chapter 2. Now, I would like to discuss emotional intelligence. In this chapter, we will discuss what emotional intelligence is and why it's important for us to be aware of. We'll also discuss the 5 characteristics of what a good emotionally intelligent person has and how we can improve them. So, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence refers to sensing, managing, or evaluating one's emotions. There are 5 characteristics of an emotionally intelligent person, which is self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. I'm going to go into detail about each characteristic and how we can improve them within our everyday life and design life. So, self-awareness. Self-awareness is about acknowledging your emotions and how they affect how you think and behave. Being self-aware also means that you know your strengths and your weaknesses, and you act with humility. Awareness of your strengths and weaknesses is the key to our growth as designers. This is because design is very fluid. We work on everything from visual design to user research, which are two completely different skill sets. We need to be flexible and jump in to any project at any phase of its life cycle. And when you are aware of your strengths, you'll feel confident when tackling projects that require that skill set. So for an example, let's say you're a stellar visual designer. That's what you're known for. And when your manager asks you to create a homepage, you are thrilled because you know that you are a great visual designer and you feel confident that you'll create a great homepage for the users. But let's say you're aware of your weaknesses. When you're aware of your weaknesses, you'll know when to lean on others for help so that you can grow. For an example, if you're not so good at user research, but you know someone on your team or someone outside of your team that may help, ask them to sit in on the next user interview you do. And at the end of that interview process, maybe sit with that person to get real feedback about how you did and what you can improve for next time. I have a question for everyone, and I can't see everyone, but if you want to raise your hand, I want to know if anyone has ever heard of the Myers-Briggs personality test. I recently took the personality test not too long ago, and I found something that was pretty insightful about my weaknesses. So first, I am a mediator. Raise your hand if you're a mediator. As a mediator, we could sometimes be unrealistic at times. And a couple years ago, I would schedule myself silly. The weekends would be jam-packed with to-dos, and most of the time they just wouldn't get done because I was unrealistic with my time. So this made me feel bad about myself because I felt like I was never getting anything done. Knowing this weakness has helped me better time block my days so that I actually feel accomplished at the end of the day. Here are some journaling prompts if you guys like journaling that can help you become more self-aware and could potentially improve your self-awareness. You can save these, take a screenshot. I do post stuff like this on my Instagram as well, so feel free to check that out. But what worked for you today? What didn't work for you today? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel stressed? And then also, after something happened, I felt this. That last one is really great to journal after something really happened so you can feel the feeling right in the moment. Some takeaways from this was self-awareness can help you identify your strengths and weaknesses, and journaling can help you improve your self-awareness. Moving to self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to understand and manage your behavior and reactions in any situation. When you practice self-regulation, you are choosing your response instead of reacting to it. We are not robots, even though we do design with them. We have personal struggles and emotions that can interfere with our jobs. And as designers, self-regulation, I think, becomes very important during feedback sessions. Imagine your design is not meeting the expectations of your manager, or something isn't working and the design team lets you know. This is a great time to keep yourself calm and learn why. You should try to resist the urge to scream into your pillow and maybe consider what happened. What can I learn for next time? Can you look into the problem further and maybe uncover something brand new? Here are some ways that you could improve your self-regulation. My first and I always suggest this. It is meditation because I love meditation. The next one is practice being in a calm state. The next is practice deep breathing and or being present in the moment. Takeaways is self-regulation can help you respond more effectively when you're faced with an obstacle, and practicing mindfulness can help you improve your self-regulation. Moving to the next characteristic, which is intrinsic motivation. I feel like we all know motivation because we are all here eager and motivated to get a job and grow as designers because you guys are here learning today. Intrinsic motivation is the passion to fulfill your inner needs and goals, seeking internal rewards instead of those external rewards. It's also about being hopeful and finding something good in everything. As designers, we may tackle very complex or draining problems, and that optimism will help us face those problems head on. The next time you fail at something, try to find at least one good thing out of the situation. It may be, oh, that was a learning opportunity. I will know for next time. Or it may be something super small, like at least I did this right. I think that thinking back on those things may also link to those affirmations that I showed you in the imposter chapter. How can we improve our motivation? So the first one, intrinsic motivation is not about rewards. So avoid overusing rewards like money or fame to improve your motivation. It's about the passion and the want to do something, not about doing something just because it benefits you in rewards. Next is celebrating your successes. So as a person that is very hard on herself, I can definitely speak to this. Most of the time, I really only celebrate the big wins, like getting a new job, but I never really celebrate the small wins, which are really important too. Next is create a goal list, both big and small. Be realistic with your goal setting, but try to think of goals that you complete in a year and a goal you can complete in a week. For an example, maybe a yearly goal could be, I want to increase my knowledge about user research, and a weekly goal could be, I want to run an effective usability test. And lastly, we need to step out of our comfort zones. Introduce challenges to keep things interesting. Often we like to stay in our comfort zones because it's easy, but it does get boring and we do lose motivation while sitting. So some takeaways from this. People who are emotionally intelligent are motivated by things beyond external rewards. And lastly, take actions to help you seek internal rewards. The fourth characteristic is empathy. Empathy is a big word in the design industry. Designers are meant to master empathizing with people in order to create better experiences. It's a soft skill that we are meant to grow. Stepping into other people's shoes is difficult. Not only are they most likely a different size, but also it has been through way different experiences than you have. So empathy is the ability to fully understand, empathy is beyond sympathy. It's a bit more complex. It's about the ability to fully understand and mirror, then share another person's expressions or needs and motivations. As designers, we can practice having empathy for people directly in our work without talking to people. And that is by creating journey maps or flow charts. The map of our happy path and our unhappy path can help us briefly step into someone else's shoes. You may feel for just a brief second the frustration of how the frustration the user may feel going through that unhappy path. And how could we make that frustration maybe a little less or get rid of it altogether? So how can we build empathy? First, sharpen your listening skills. So maybe the next time you're speaking to a friend or your partner, try not to interrupt. Wait for that person to pause before you speak. Stop the endless chatter within your mind. If someone is speaking when someone is speaking, have you ever thought to yourself, okay, what am I going to say next? How am I going to rebut? I know I have done that. The chatter is what's preventing us from actually being immersed in the conversation. Lastly, or third, is talking to new people. Gaining new perspectives is a great way to build empathy. Being open-minded. As designers, we get opinions thrown at us daily, which is just the nature of our job. We must always assume that the other person knows something we don't. And we must assume that their feedback or opinion means no harm towards you. Try your best to take a step back and assume that the other person's perspective is just different. Keeping an open mind means that you're growing. And lastly, I think someone wrote this in What Scares Them, but be willing to share your feelings. You can connect with people when you guys feel the same thing. And the takeaways from this was building empathy can help us as designers create thoughtful experiences for people, and connecting with ourselves and the community around us can help us grow empathy towards others. The last characteristic is social skills. Social skills, in my opinion, is another soft skill that UX designers should be growing. We are not in the profession that lets us sit by ourselves and design all day, even though sometimes it may be really helpful, or that's exactly what we want to do. But social skills means that you can properly manage your emotions and others' emotions to connect, interact, and work with others. A common task as a designer is to communicate with users. Our goal is to spend time with people and understand their needs, context, pain points, desires, and then combine it with our knowledge of what's possible with technology. This means being able to effectively communicate and connect with someone is key. When usability testing, we have to create a space for our participants to feel welcomed, safe, trusted, and being able to create that friendly, cooperative climate will help the users reveal more of their wonderful secrets. How can we practice social skills just in everyday life? First, I would start small. Next time you're at the store and you're checking out, maybe tell the clerk a quick thank you, or maybe ask them how their day is going. Next is ask open-ended questions. Maybe try it with your friends or family next time. These open-ended questions will help other people talk more about themselves and their experiences. Next is offer a compliment to a stranger. Let's say you're walking by and you see someone with a really nice jacket. You could be like, I like your jacket, or hey, your sunglasses are awesome. And lastly, pay attention to people's body language. Nonverbal communication is very important, especially during usability testing or interviews. People may not say what's on their mind or how they're feeling, but their body sure tells you how they're feeling. Some takeaways from this is improving our social skills as designers will help make better connections with our team and our users. And we can improve this by connecting with everyday people more often. Okay, so this is called the 5 whys. Sorry, I'll go back. And the 5 whys are a research method used to gain a better perspective of someone else's experience. So this is Finley. They are going to be our fake user, and I will be Finley to answer the questions. But with this, we're going to ask Finley 5 questions. The reason why we ask 5 is because you don't want to be annoying. So after 5 whys, the user may be like, okay, it's time, it's enough's enough. Can we move on? But 5 is like a good number of questions to ask based around the same topic so that you can get a deeper understanding of someone else's perspective or why they did something that they did. So this activity kind of branches off from empathy and our social skills. So we'll do a fake role play. So let's, so Finley is going to walk us through how they add an item to their cart. To start off, I'll start with the first question. It's going to be, why did you choose that product? And Finley is going to answer, it's the one I always get. Now, write 1 to 2 questions, why questions, to gain a better understanding of why she always gets that product. I might have given away 1 question, but answer your questions. I'll wait about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly scan over some. A lot of them are great why questions. They're very similar in structure, like why did you get that item? Oops, sorry, Siri came on. Why did you get that item? Why did you buy that product? Why do you like it? Why did that, the one that's catching my eye is like, why did you choose that one over something else? It's quite specific, which is good because it may draw more specific answers. So let's say we're going to take this question. Finley is going to answer this. Why did you choose? Let me just look at this. What is it about this product? Yep, that's also a great question. Okay, all of them really mean the same thing. Like, why did you choose that product? So, yeah. So we'll say, why did you choose that product over something else? Finley will answer, this is why we chose it over something else. Oh, don't worry about it, Kim, I got that. Because it's the cheapest. So what question are you going to ask to gain a better understanding of why again?
I would say this is a really very good exercise actually to determine the root cause. Actually, like we usually do this with product. So this is like a great thing to understand 5 whys to get the root cause. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll quickly go over them. Why did you choose that one? Why did you choose the one that's the cheapest? Yep, that's good. Why did you pick the cheapest product? Why do you think the cheap one is the best? Why is the price factor when buying an item? Why does price point matter to you? Yes, I like that. Because it gets them to speak about their feelings, that one. How important is price to you? Also like this. This one may be, this question, like how, it may be a very quick response. So you may not get like more emotion and more like pain points. They might just say like, how important? It's important. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be like, it's important because this. They may not say that. They may just say it's pretty important. So trying to ask a little bit more deeper, like including the why in front may really help with getting that deeper information. So I'm going to just answer, most of these are saying like, why are you choosing the cheapest product, which is great. And now Finley is going to say, because I am on a strict budget. Now, why questions were you guys ask for that? Yeah, why do you end up with a strict budget? Why are you on a strict budget? What contributes to your strict budget? Oh, that's a good one. What contributes to your strict budget? Why does saving money on this product matter to you? Mm-hmm. These are all really great questions. Why would you plan for budget strategy? Strategically.
Yeah.
Oh, like
now
that.
People have started thinking on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think these are, they're all around like, why is a strict budget important to you? Why would you plan your budget strategically to pick the cheap one, price point specific product? Yes, they're all great to uncover more information so that you can design something that will help their problem. So Finley is going to respond. She is a student. That's why she needs to be on a strict budget, because she has lots of bills to pay. So this is the last question that we're going to answer. And from this, we can hope, from the answer that we're going to get, hopefully we can find some sort of solution. We're not going to find the solution now because this was just about asking questions, but maybe you guys could think about this further on your own time to maybe solve it or create a solution for this. Yeah, these are all great. Okay, I'm going to read. What are you studying? Why or how does being a student impact the products you buy? Why are you a student? What other areas do you apply your budgeting to? Why do students need this product? Why is this product still important for you to get as a student? Why are you currently a student? Okay, I'm going to give you guys a suggestion for a question because I'm not seeing it here. Okay, I'm going to add one. Why does being a student mean that you're on a budget? Because with this question, it's like you're not judging them. You're not assuming anything. You simply want to know why is it that they have to be on a budget just because they're a student? And with that, let's say Finley says, oops, that's not what Finley says, because that's the question she gets. Because Finley does not have time to work and school is expensive. So on your own time, because we are almost out of time, maybe try to think of a solution for this. She doesn't have a lot of time to work, so she has to pick those products that are cheaper for her because school is expensive. So I'm just going to throw around a little bit of ideas if you guys want to play with this more, but maybe an app, a grocery store app that allows them to tell us that they're a student. And from that, we only promote stuff that is cheaper or on sale, or allows them to, since they don't have time, allows them to save a grocery shopping list that they can reuse every single time they go back grocery shopping. So that was the end of the session. And I would just like to say thank you, everyone. I really appreciate everyone's participation.
Hey everyone, on behalf of IterateUX, we would like to thank you so much for watching this week's event. If you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. We'll have events every Thursday at 5:30 Pacific Time. Join our Discord in the description to find out more.